in the hood, man, we just gonna keep doing what we doing, man. These motherfuckers, they unalive and
this brother
goddamn
is
Republican
cooking.
color folks that
y'all
want to
just
run
tune
for
in.
office. This is
This
how they
brother,
got
I met him back before.
So now,
January,
as they sit up there
before January 6th, he's from Chicago.
Out of town, we scared to run for office, but we still running our towns. So now they like, shit, now it's time to strike. So what do? We misuse martial law. We take down their bank systems by using the governor. We got the mayor in play, so we're denying them this laws are changing. We saying this shit. We done ran every Republican that wanted to run for office. Color people wanted to run themselves. We ran their ass out. So now they scared to run for office. They know not to touch that shit because we gonna get busy at night. So then we call one of our entrepreneurs, Wyatt, you know, the leader, we call him 2 years. We planned this shit. We planned Tulsa, Oklahoma. This is not nothing that just happened. We planned it. So we call him. He's rich. He's a Democrat, and he's the leader of the KKK movement that started 2 years before what happened in Tulsa. He went down. They called him. Come on down. They start calling. We got office. We got office now. We straight. Make the calls. Bring our peoples in. Come on down, YT people. We're going to finally get rid of them, and we're going to push them out. So we're going now. These are the people that's controlling the government. You talking about they dropped the bomb on us? How the fuck is the KKK dropping the bomb on us without fucking the government of Oklahoma? How do they got all of these weapons? Because the government in Oklahoma at this point in time is the KKK. The Democrats started the KKK party. This is what happened. They started the KKK, not my party. The Democrat Party started the KKK. That's the biggest. We believe that the KKK started the Democrats. Nope, that's what people that say that be stealing my information. The Democrats started the KKK as we know it, wearing the white hoods, chasing out the people. This was all political game. It had nothing to do with us just messing with regular black people until later on. Now we just putting out all the colors that we see. This was after. We had to gain power and control by chasing other color people that wanted to race against goddamn this guy was ran out. Who they was ran out by? They didn't have nobody protecting their house at nighttime. We didn't have federal agents protecting their house like they got them sitting outside Obama house. So if we didn't have them sitting outside of the house, what would they do? They would be like, okay, he lives down here. Find out where he lives. We're going to put on some white hoods at night to conceal our face because we the Democrats that's going to be in front of them tonight talking about atrocities and talking about what we going to do about this shit. We going to go out and scare them all out of town. Now it's nobody but us running. They can have their town for right now because we're going to be the same ones to burn it down. So this is where the governor comes into play. This is where the mayor comes into play. Then they still having their little KKK meetings because they done started
share this out.
A little secret
This
organization that's
Please share this out.
So now we at night meet, you know. Now we called our entrepreneur down here who got money because we need money to do what we're going to do. We need money. We need assistance from the people because we got to keep the federal government is going to charge these motherfuckers. So the federal government want to charge these, the government is going to go after this type of shit. They ain't running. They running like Chicago is a deep state. They're running Oklahoma. They're keeping them out. The investigations that they want to run, guess what? They can't run it because of him. They can't run it because he's the mayor. We're gonna take care of our own stuff. Such and such gonna get charged. Such and such gonna be released. This is the game that they're playing, and this is what you got to know. You can't play the fight back if you don't run, and this is why color folks don't run, or the ones that ain't hand-picked by the little secret societies. This is why they don't run to be mayor. This is why they scared to do this and scared to do that. They always be like, "Nah, I ain't gonna get up there and do that because they gonna take my life. No, I ain't gonna say I'm no Indian because they're gonna take my life." Who was taking your life? People that were in power. These are the people the three people that done this and more. You can go get more YT people that was running Oklahoma. I'm sure it's 1,000 towns around Tulsa that you can look up for yourself and be like, damn, they was all a part, because you can look them up. They not hiding this shit. If you look up Wyatt, it'll say right down at the bottom that he's a Democrat and he was the leader of the KKK. He was an entrepreneur with a lot of fucking money. And he was called, and he started right before Tulsa happened. He started the KKK, like they got to bond the people. So now, as we got a lot of people hating on these color folks, We got them scared to run. We're going to have him come down and be the face. He's going to be the leader. He's going to go around and he's going to rally the people. And we're going to stand up for our rights and we're going to do this. He getting it started. And we're going to play turn the blind eye. Yeah, some of us going to be involved, but we're going to play turn the blind eye. We're going to misuse martial law. That's what we're going to do. We're going to misuse the martial law. We're going to misuse it. They tried to impeach him. So of course the federal government is against what they're doing, but they can keep the federal government out, just like prisoners keeping the federal government out of his business. Just like Trump said, I'm going to send the feds to Chicago, and Larry Lightfoot, Mayor Lightfoot, as y'all know, she got up and said, Auntie ain't playing that. We don't need y'all help. She got that right. They're the president of your state, the governor. The president of your city is your mayor. The president of your neighborhood is your alderman, if you got them. This is how it's passed down. The pastor is the bishop. He's leading the bullshit. This is how they're doing. That's why I just tell you, Obama came into Chicago. Nobody knows of Obama. Nobody had a relationship with an Ashley Obama. I don't know Rodney Obama that used to smoke crack down by the elevator. We don't know Obama. We don't know no last names Obama, but what did Obama do? He came down, he came as a community organizer for Roseland, which is a neighborhood where I used to live, bro. When you used to see me, talking to you, Kelly, when you used to see me, I used to be in Roseland. He used to be a community organizer for Roseland. This is how he got his name. And then he went into the black churches, which was Trinity Church on Halsted, which is one of the biggest successful black churches on the South Side. And he looked at grandma and them, and I listen to WGCI. You know, Michelle listens to WGCI and we smoke Newports.
Yep.
That's what they do. So now that's introduced that to us by our pastor, which is our leader, which works with the alderman, which is our neighborhood people. And they telling us, our grandmothers, to vote for Obama because Obama listens to WGCI and he's just like you. Yep. This is the game, but you don't know no Obamas. And it takes a young person to see that, but the young person is not in the church. Church, which means community. That's what it means. Your community is your church. So everybody, if you go to that church right there, that's the community gathering. The leader of the church is the pastor. He's the one that's going to go say, hey, I need this funding, I need this. He's talking with the alderman. The alderman meets with whoever he meets with. This is how the game goes. So when Trump say, I'm going to send the feds because y'all got some secret shit going on. I gave you $7 million. You said that you was going to stop the unalive and the color folks out here, and it's still going on. And she got on TV and she swayed the pastors, everybody to be like, they talking about Trump at church. They up there talking about, and I will be damned if I vote for another white man like that. I will be damned. Oh, Jesus Christ. Dancing around and get everybody.
You spitting straight facts right now, bro.
And these are the goddamn people who are voting because in our minds, we was trained to be like, the YT man runs everything. Fuck, I'm gonna vote for. Fuck, I'm gonna be involved for. That ain't gonna help me. When in reality, we're going to jail, and in Chicago, they pick the jurors off the voter registration list. So if you're not voting, guess what? You don't get jury duty. So when I walk in here with handcuffs on, I'm wondering why I don't see people from my neighborhood. I'm wondering why I don't see colored people, but they're always complaining about the system and how the system is locking us away and how the jurors are not our peers. That's because they don't take into consideration that if I don't vote, I don't get picked for jury duty. So now they're going in a town that is probably a sundown town to pick YT people to come here into my city and do jury duty. And these the motherfuckers that don't like you. So yes, he did it. So you're wondering why it's unfair because you don't vote and you letting grandma and them vote and they in the time of the civil rights and they're still living there. They still living there. They won't wake up. You know nothing about the history of the Democrats, so the Democrats are going to stay running shit until we get involved. In the words of Larry Hoover on the Ghetto Boys album, you know what I'm saying? The point of no return, Larry Hoover stated and said, real gangsters go to the poll. I'm trying to wake the sleeping giant. Real gangsters go to the poll. We have a voice at the poll, and that's all they telling you. But you will not get involved because even the ones that get talked to about this history never lived under Republican in their life, never had a family member that was in office. They're going to say, it's all the same. It's all the same. That's what they're going to say. But if we go through our history, and that's where I'm trying to go, because you stick so much on the Underground Railroad and all the history of what happened. So let's treat people accordingly due to the history. The history state that the Democrats started the KKK party, the atrocities that we seen in Rosewood, the atrocities that we seen in Black Wall Street were done by Democrats who, when they get off work, they're KKK members. So the burning of my ancestors, the running out, all of these people that unalived. You talking about the Confederate flag? Shit, the Confederate flag got some history from back then. And in this time, they were doing it, not the people waving the Confederate flag. At this time, they were doing it. The Dems were doing it. The Dems. We could talk about Rosewood that happened in Florida. This is Levy County. He is named after this guy. He was the mayor. He was running the city. He's a Democrat. He's a Democrat. We talk about the guy that was the governor, who was supposedly, oh yeah, I'm gonna get it all together for y'all so that y'all can get the investigation together. He's running the investigation. I wonder why nothing never happened. Because he was a Dem. Everywhere you go around, your city was blocked. Your city was drowned out. Your city was put underwater. Y'all didn't have this. Y'all didn't have these rights. They were ran by Democrats. If we go into saying, hold on, if we go into saying who signed all of the civil rights, they were mostly Republicans. The Republicans signed most of, they said, hey, if they want civil rights, give it to them. The Republicans signed that shit. I'm not a fan of civil rights. I'm with Malcolm X. We need human rights. But the Republicans seem to be giving us everything that we fucking was asking for. So if we go into civil rights, we talk about that all the time. In history, who signed your civil rights? The votes went down. All the Republicans signed it, and a less percentage of Democrats signed it. If we go into Rosewood, who burned your town up? Who unalived your people? We looking at Democrats in office while that shit was going on. If we look at the most dangerous cities in America of me, caused by me most of the time, but they're ran by YT people we know, but those YT people are Democrats. Chicago is unsafe, and the people that's in control, which are YT Democrats, and then it's colored Democrats under that, and then it's the Democrat cities and states. And y'all want me to vote for a motherfucker who was wearing a mulligan, passing 23 crime bill laws, talking about I don't care. He said he don't care because I was born in the projects, right? They don't care about my sob story of my mother being on drugs, my father being on drugs, so I might have, robbed somebody and took some from him. He say, I don't give a fuck. That's what he said out his mouth. I don't give a fuck where he come from. I don't give a fuck if he was in foster care. He don't need another chance to ever see life again. I signed 23 crime bills to keep him in jail. And he's a Democrat, and he's rolling with who? He's rolling with another Democrat who's not from here, because they know to get black faces now. They know to go to other countries and get the black faces who ain't black.
I was just about to say that, bro. They always try to grab the people that ain't never had a part in this.
Democrats are good. They know not to grab your ass.
Yes.
They know not to grab no Harold Washington again. They know not to go get Harold Washington. They know damn well not to get Harold Washington. I'm not about to argue with you over the black term. I'm just using this because this is a statue that's set up in America. You guys need to pay attention to the underlay more than the overlay.
Thanks.
We understand that we're not black, but we're not about to eat this shit up right now. This is not the topic. I need you to pay attention to we're going to vote this year. That's what you should be saying.
Cook, brother.
So this is the overlay for the underlay. Pay attention to the overlay. I'm saying this so that everybody would know what's going on here. We got a people that we call black people, not the Kamala Harris that come from Hindustan, not the Obamas that come from Asia, then got a daddy in Africa, or whatever the case may be. Not these people, the black people that they call black, the people that it started with, this black name started with, the people from Mississippi, the people from Alabama. Where are we? And then when we get somebody like Carson, oh, Carson is a black name. He ran against Obama. And you looked at Carson and said, no, I'm going to vote for Obama. Why? Because Obama listens to WGCI, and he went to the church, and he was such smooth talking.
Yes.
Our people don't hear our mothers and our fathers. I was just explaining to my mother-in-law. She spent time in the military. She's here right now. I was explaining to her yesterday. I say, did you hear anything Trump said? She said, no, I just can't stand to hear his voice. But did you hear anything he said? And I told her some of the things he said. And I said, she said, I didn't hear it. I say, because you watching the news, and this is why he calling the news fake. But let me go onto the YouTube so I can pull up the actual conference that he's having. And she like, damn, he said that? Yeah, he said this was coming. And you didn't see it. And this is why Trump was calling it fake news, because my grandmothers watched the news, not me. I know damn better. My grandmothers, my grandfathers, they grew up off watching the news, getting their information from the news. And these people are controlling the news, just like they're controlling the stuff that they saying on TV, just like they're controlling the churches. They're controlling the voters, and you're not voting. And these young brothers who turn in 18 and then 19, they unalive and fast in the motherfucker due to rap music. And the same rappers that are rapping are taking pictures with Mayor Lightfoot like.
Big facts.
I want to see they take Lil Durk, the motherfucker who causing all the chaos. What would Trump look like standing next to him? And then you would say, oh, y'all some coons, because he made it. A brother made it. Made it off what? Off this rap music that's straight genifying us? Yep. Off the rap music that's telling our women, dance, shake that ass? He gonna take a picture with Gorilla out of all the fucking rappers, the positive rappers. You gonna take you could have took one with goddamn, what's his name that came from Chicago, the rapper that rap about the peace, Lupe Fiasco or what's the other one? The light-skinned one we kind of look like. I grew up down the street from him too. But I'm gonna tell you something about him. What is his name?
You talking about Chance the Rapper?
Chance the Rapper. His father, he made it rapping when don't nobody want to hear that shit, right? His father and Obama worked together. Very close. Look up Chance the Rapper's father. He worked with Obama very close. Very closely. He's damn near a politician. This is why he made it rapping. He got a foot out the door. He's a big Democrat supporter because Obama no made sure he get in that line to be the rapper and all this that he is today. His father is a Democrat, and his father helped these folks. So we have to really understand that the gentrification that's going on today in Chicago, the reason why I'm seeing scud caps, scuddies put over people's faces. They riding around with these guns, and they looking for color folks to unalive. This is all because of the Democratic Party.
Facts.
This is all because of them. And they riding around and they popping people. And I can go online right now. I can go find out who unalived who right now on the internet. We had a guy that was superintendent over the police. He was the one who got caught sleeping in the car, getting some head in the car. But he had a strategy. And his strategy was, we're going to go online. We're going to go on Instagram. This is what he's saying out of his own mouth. The little fat guy. He said, I'm getting too old for this shit. He got put out by Larry Lightfoot. But his strategy was, we're going to go online. We're going to go where you motherfuckers are popping people and then going out there after y'all pop them, watching the police pick them up off the ground. We're going to lock y'all up for what the fuck y'all saying on Instagram. That's what he said. And guess what? Larry Lightfoot went after his ass faster than a motherfucker and pulled them out. Larry Lightfoot said that these cameras are in the colored people neighborhood. This is what she said. They in the colored folks neighborhood, and it's not fair for us to have these cameras in all of these areas that are mostly colored, and y'all taking pictures of their cars, and y'all got them down paying these high-ass, extremely high tickets. She said, I'm going to take them away. No, you know what she did? It's 6 miles over the speed limit, 8 miles over the speed limit. You get that light flashes if you go 8 miles. She got in there and said, you know what? If you go 6 miles, that light gonna flash.
She wanted that money.
You said the shit was gonna go out our communities. Now we're on the boot list, and then you brought immigrants to the country. Let's get this right. You brought immigrants to the country. You said, okay, we're gonna flood it with immigrants. We're gonna bring them to a safe haven. Understand when they steady saying that we want transparency. That was that man's favorite word. Now, we are a safe haven. Everybody has a state constitution. We always talking about the federal constitution. Don't worry about that. They just to try to keep Commerce and that in order and make sure every state is abiding by the rules. But we have a state of Illinois constitution that states that we have the right. You got to know this constitution in Illinois. You got to know it. We got a preamble and a constitution. And it states in there about immigrants, and it says we have the right to help them as long as they're being trafficked and they're running from fear. So the main transparency, because a lot of these add up to the same thing, these safe havens, they're the same way. They can help the immigrant as long as it's sex trafficking and they've been running for their life. So the main transparency that we kept was that they're being sex trafficked. They're being sex trafficked. Every news, they're being sex trafficked, because this goes with the Constitution of California, the Constitution of Illinois, the Constitution of New York, which are safe havens for immigrants. These people are being trafficked.
Wow.
We gotta help them. We got to help them, because it says in our Constitution that if they are being sex trafficked, we gotta step in. So now we're transparent with saying this is sex trafficking going on. And it is. When we look up the
that's deep. That's deep.
This is the facts. This is the facts.
No, because for real, I didn't even think of it like that. Like, you got New York on the far east, you got LA on the far west, and Chicago dead smack in the middle. Boom. You got 3 safe havens. That's
three
crazy.
safe havens. But we can't get them to the safe havens because they got to come past the Republican states. So now we got to cause a problem with the Republicans, first of all, because if you go to Texas, what's on the news is stay the fuck off the border. I don't give a fuck if you sell drugs. I don't give a fuck what you're doing. Border is the news. So we got to go down here and pick a fight to bring these people in. But we've been saying for 3 or 4 years that they've been sex trafficked. So we gonna go down there and bust them up here and make sure they're safe. They can't make their way up here, so we gonna bring them here to keep them safe.
But they not really just bringing them. This is the messed up part. They bring in the people that are doing the trafficking.
They are doing it to themselves. But what did Trump do? And this is about the time that we was going hard on this TikTok. What was Trump doing? When COVID started, Trump did a lights out. He went after all of the MS-13 gangs because they were the main
domestic terrorists. If they didn't get it under control, he was going to deem the cartels as cartel terrorists or whatever they were called, and he was going to invade Mexico.
This is what you got to understand. When they build in tunnels underground, this is the main thing that you got to understand. They are not bringing drugs in here. We had drugs ever since the 70s. We don't need nobody to bring no drugs in here. We collect drugs off of the drug dealers and put it back on the streets. We don't need nobody to bring no drugs, especially, listen to this, we don't need no marijuana from goddamn Mexico. We got plenty of farms all over the United States, but nobody pays attention to this. We're growing this shit all in California. This is the best shit come from. So we don't need no farms, but we're going to tell y'all that El Chapo is bringing in drugs by the million, and they getting tunnels so that they can bring in drugs. No, they're human trafficking. That's what they're doing, and they're taking kids in and out of Texas, and other. So I'm gonna shut these tunnels down, and then I'm gonna lock up 700 of the meanest cartel members that I can get my hands on, and then I locked up somebody else, Luna Garcia of Mexico. He was public safety of Mexico, and he had a deal with the cartel to do what? Traffic children, traffic people. So Luna Garcia is an enemy of Mexico, but we don't know who Luna Garcia was. No, we don't know. We from here. All we know is we want to be like El Chapo. El Chapo had 125 cases. 80% of the cases were because of human trafficking, organ trafficking, children trafficking, sex trafficking. This was his cases. He fucking drug dealer by far. That's the cover.
Bro.
That's the cover.
Bro,
that's
blowing my mind right now. I didn't even think about none of this stuff, bro. I didn't think about none of this, and it's because of the distractions that they put in front of us every day with the political stuff. You know what I'm saying? But all of this right here is the real issues that's not being talked about, of why all of this is happening and why it's so important to even be discussed in the first place.
Facts.
Bro,
and when you look at Epstein went down for the island. How do Epstein get kids? How do that island and so many other islands get the kids? The kids are stolen. Anybody ever check the churches? Anybody ever check the school? When the last time you pulled up a sewer top and looked down there and seen what the fuck was going on? You never do. So they traffic the kids, put them up out of here, send them through Mexico. The cartel takes over. The cartel takes over. The cartel takes over. You watch the cartel unalive somebody and leave their organs. They cut people open like it ain't nothing. Don't they just got a skillful hand? They just don't throw up or nothing. They just take them out there, drag them out there, and just slice them open and you know, take everything out of them, do surgery right on the middle of the street because they used to that organ trafficking.
Just for those of y'all that don't know, this is my bro, man, from Chicago. All right, me and him was supposed to link up before I went to prison, and I just found him on TikTok. So you better believe I'm bringing him in. Y'all gonna hear a lot more from this brother.
You know what I'm saying? If they take the live, let them take the live. I'm on YouTube, and I'm definitely gonna get with Kelly, and we're gonna keep going. They only can do so much, but this shit is going on. This is going on, and we're not paying attention. So Trump went after Epstein and the people who was providing the cargo for Epstein, which was Mexico. And he was tied in with the government, who was Luna Garcia, who was public safety at the time. And they were all in it together. So when they got them tunnels, it ain't for no drugs. It's not for drugs. None of them tunnels are for drugs. Them tunnels are to walk children, walk people in and out of here. And this is a history that's been going on forever. So, you know, it's diabolical and it's hidden. You know, right now we have a trafficking organization going on. It's called the Underground Railroad. I think I showed that where they supposedly the government is saving children. It's called the Underground Railroad. Anytime you see the Underground Railroad, you know for a fact that it's a trafficking organization. I pointed this out when I pointed out the Chinese Underground Railroad that existed during the same time of the quote unquote African American Underground Railroad. It existed. The Chinese Underground Railroad was the Asian Exclusion Acts. The Chinese Exclusion Acts were written. There was 3 of them. The last one was 1882. And all of the Chinese people were chased out of here after the railroads, after things, they started excluding the Chinese people, along with the Exclusion Acts for Japanese and Exclusion Acts for Filipinos. They started chasing Asians out of the country. This is what caused them to become outlaws. This is cowboys versus Indian shit. They then started an imaginary route called the Chinese Underground Railroad, which was led by Jim Kwong, Mr. Bennett, and 2 others that made this shit happen, where they would charge Chinese families $50 to $200 to dress like Mexicans, take them and put them into, they would take them to Oklahoma, they would take them to Phoenix, Arizona, and they would take them to Mexico. And this is where your Native Americans are strong at. Pay attention to that.
Hijack. Hijack.
And then when you look up the Chinese Underground Railroad, it states that the Chinese Underground Railroad was a smuggling organization, just like the African American Underground Railroad. So if we're hearing that, it was a smuggling organization, was Kanye wrong for saying that Armina Minty Ross, which real name is Armina Minty Ross, which married somebody, her first name isn't Harriet, she changed it, and she married a rich man called Tubman. She married that man. Was she not involved in trafficking of colored people, like he said, making them and taking them to be slaves somewhere else? Was this not an organization led by Levi Coughlin, which was the president of the Underground Railroad? His wife was the goddamn the first lady of the Underground Railroad. So this is what this shit is. It's a trafficking organization. So Kanye West wasn't that slow. And you don't know if you don't look. If you don't look, you don't know. So this is this shit, some deep shit. I can go on. I'm not gonna go as far as here, Kelly. I'm gonna let you go ahead and get your say so out.
No, bro. All I want from you, bro, is to say yes, that you will come on a podcast. Matter of fact, I want to do a show that we do every week, bro, and bring you on and just cook, man. And we could dig deep, because you touched on a whole bunch of different topics, and you even enlightened me on some things that I never even heard before. Which that's hard, because normally I do my own studying. And a lot of the things that you said, bro, you had me scratching my head like I'm about to have to go do some more research. But I would love to bring you in, bro, and start this show back up that I had, bro, called Breaking the Barriers.
First of all, take my email down, because you know this TikTok gonna play with our trying to get in touch with each other. I'll probably be blocked after I get down here. So make sure you take this email, and I can be reached here by anyone. THE wild, W-I-L-D, the wild Indian, #1 at gmail.com. I'm also at Tribe Biz Cabling. Like I got a cabling company, Tribe Biz Cabling at yahoo.com. Make sure that you hit me there.
Number, bro.
I can't put my phone number out on here. But...
No, I'm about to shoot you my phone number on your email.
The Wild Indian #1. The Wild Indian #1.
The number 1.
At gmail.com.
It's the number, right?
Yeah, definitely. That's my email. Shoot that number. I'm gonna definitely hit you.
I got you, bro. I'm gonna email you right now, man. This was real good. You are something, my brother, and you need a larger platform, and I want to help you get that, man.
Oh, man, I had 400,000 followers before TikTok took me down. They was after our asses during this time. Like, I'm not gonna stunt. They was after our asses when we was. I remember you.
Yeah,
they was after our asses.
I was defending you against the Chinese native chick that was talking crazy, and I jumped in the comments and I started going at her with you. You don't remember that?
I remember a lot of stuff was going on, bro. Yeah. We was tearing TikTok up when it first came around.
Man, no, this is when we was just on Facebook, bro. This is when I had almost 400,000 on Facebook. This was back before 2021. This was during like 2020 in June that I came across you.
Okay, I just remember we was getting busy. I remember you from TikTok.
We about to pick it right back up, bro.
We was getting busy. So yeah, definitely. You know what I'm saying? Stay in tune. Get in tune. You feel me? Make sure that we in tune because we need to go to the polls this year. It need to start early. All these people, your Latin King homies and everybody who got the right to vote us away from this shit, we need to start getting them involved, bro. We need
still
to be
out the city.
Vans of people need to be jumping in our vans and we need to be going to the poll, exercising our right. Hey, did you vote today? I see you trying to buy a Trey 5. Did you vote for today? Come on, bro. Let's go down here. I'll give you a ride. We're going to go down here and vote. I don't know who to vote for. Well, I'm going to tell you.
Hey, my bro.
No, man.
No, man. Yeah, do it for me. Vote for me. Goddamn it. Just vote.
Yo, you still out in the city, Tribe?
You say what now?
You still out in the city?
Yeah, I'm over here by Old Block. I ain't far from the hood.
Bet. Well, I moved out. I'm over in Indiana. I'm on Michigan City, but we gonna link. I'm about to shoot you
in Michigan City all the time. I got plugs out in South Bend, Gary, Indiana. Plugs out in South Bend for definitely. I got for sure people in South Bend.
I'm about to email you, bro. I'm about to email you my number. We're gonna link up. I'm actually organizing a voter registration day, so I'm gonna have you come out, man. If you game.
You know they got us right now because they did some shit where they was cheating on the votes. I tell a lot of people, the post office is the biggest commerce in America. They run America. So this is why Trump appointed somebody in the post office. The post office, if the post office have your social security number, they have your address, they have your birth certificate, everything must be, everybody mess with the internet except the post office. The post office want paper. So the post office runs a lot of things. And the post office ran the biggest cheating organization that cheated Trump out his ordeal. And we got on here and we seen them throwing away votes. We seen them in our mail, which is a federal crime.
Yeah.
We seen Trump say, why do we got to go to the post office? The post office is the one who deals in these big crates, the shipping companies. If we want to pay attention to trafficking and things like that, do you know who run the biggest shipping companies? When you get those little crates that sit on the back of trucks, they come in by boats first. Who runs the shipping companies? This is all ran by the post office. The post office do this mailing shit. The post office can mail a whole trailer to you full of whatever you want. The post office do this. The post office are all connected country to country. The post office is the biggest commerce. When we say we're ran by corporations, none like the post office. The post office was set up like when they talk about what happened in Hawaii and they talking about, Pearl Harbor, what happens is when those Japanese was attacking, they got a right to attack. They got a right to invade. It's a time limit on it. So the time limit was up and Asia, which was Japanese at the time, tried to attack Pearl Harbor, was attacking Hawaii. They dropped bombs on the post office first. You have to mess up means of communication. You have to get rid of them. That's how they set up. So the post office versus Trump. That's what was going on.
Yo, bro, I can't wait. I can't wait to get you on, my bro. Hey, I appreciate you having me on, my guy. I'm finna jump off. I'm glad I found you. I'm about to email you right now. Check your email in 10 minutes because I'm shooting my number to you.
As soon as I jump off here, I got you.
All right, my brother. Hey, man, peace and blessings.
Yo. The hell? Hold on. There we go. All right, you guys. This is how God works. This is exactly how the creator works, man. Because this brother, I was supposed to get up with him back in 2020. All right. And then we both blew up simultaneously. He blew up. Oh, he's from Chicago. He's from Roseland, right? He blew up too, the same way that I blew up. We was both talking about the same things, except he talks about more of the things that I was hesitant to share with my audience at the time because I didn't know if y'all would be receptive to the, you know, some of the things that I've studied and I've learned that I believe. And but now it's just like, you know, I'm transparent, I'm open book about it. And it comes down to the transatlantic slave trade, things like that. When we talk about so-called black people over here in this country and the origin, and he talks about it openly. And now I've gotten to the point where I talk about it too. Like you hear, I don't like to be called black, none of that. We say it for the simplicity. All right, I'm not black. That's not a real thing. I'm an American. And if you want to be technical, I'm an indigenous American. You could say Moorish American, you could say Native American, whatever you want to say. But that's a whole nother topic that I feel like he's going to help me be instrumental in introducing, but also showing the importance of why people who are descendants of slaves or colored, black, whatever you want to call it, need to be involved in the selection, need to be involved in voting, need to be involved in what's going on in politics, need to be involved in what's going on with everything in this country. All right. And it's crazy because I'm just scrolling TikTok right now because I scroll through to try to find content, you know, things that are relevant, things that are in the news. And there's a lot of people on there to share a lot of knowledge. So while I'm over there, I come across him and I look and I'm like, that's bro. So then I'm like, I jumped on. And when I jumped on his TikTok, he's going in and he's talking about voting. And he's talking about Trump. He's talking about Black Wall Street, talking about Rosewood, all these things from the past and bringing it into the future of how everything has been playing out. So we start talking about the sex trafficking, all of those things. No, I didn't do genetic testing, Dawn. It's beyond that. It's beyond the whole genetic testing thing. And I'll talk to you about it. And you know, I'll call you later on today and I'll tell you what I mean. But yeah, it's like Chrissa, you know, you talk about I'm not Puerto Rican, they created that. I'm just an individual here on earth. Exactly right. That's exactly right. It goes down those kind of holes, you know, the Taínos speaking people. That baby, get out, please. You're over here being loud. Go on. The Taínos and where they actually came from. Everybody had a tribal name. We started talking about the Confederate flag. And people don't know the history of the Confederate flag, which I get a lot of flack for that. I don't know if you guys remember. I talked about it when I was still free before I went to prison. We were saying that the Confederate flag isn't racist. Yes, it was used by what you would call rebels of the country at that time, but the flag originated through a native tribe. That was their flag. All right. And we could go down that whole nother time. And people, that's why you see people down there still proudly carrying it, especially a lot of so-called black people. They represent that flag that are from that land, and it goes deep into why. So then you move over into Tulsa, Oklahoma, and you talk about the indigenous people that was moved out of the land that fled over there to Oklahoma. All right. A lot of y'all know the story about the Trail of Tears and all these. It goes real deep. But this is stuff that I used to talk about with this brother. On top of trying to get people to vote, he's another brother he's a Trump supporter. All right. And for the right reasons. It's based off of policy and everything that Trump was trying to do, not because we don't like Democrats or not because we like Republicans. It's deeper than that. Even though the Republican Party, man, I want to start getting deeper back into this stuff and sharing this, because people don't realize, like the Tulsa, Oklahoma thing, and this is for so-called black people, right? You don't understand that back in the day when Tulsa, Oklahoma got its rise, you know how they were able to do that? The Republican Party. They were a part of the Republican Party. And the people that attacked Tulsa, Oklahoma, guess what they were? Democrats. If you do the history, all these race baiters that come out and they're pro-black and they're Democrat and they hate Trump because he's so racist, and the Republican Party don't even understand the history of the way things took place in this country and why things happen and why they try to mislead so much. They want to talk about the tearing down of the statues, but not realize why people wanted to tear the statues down. It was all Democrat led. All of it was Democrat led. And you're like, hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. In Charlottesville, they was neo-Nazis. They wanted to tear down. They were trying to protect the statues from being torn down because they was racist and they were defending the racist dude. No, dummy. That's not the whole truth. That's the narrative that got pushed. There's always, you got to remember, if they can create the chaos, they can control the situation. The people that are in power, the people that run things, that keep us divided against each other, they're the ones that make these little things happen. And they do it through miseducation and misinformation. All right. So them statues, where I don't want any statues to be torn down in this country because it shows history. And the reason why the Democrats wanted them statues to be torn down was because it shows their crimes. It shows that these supposed people that you're calling all these racists and all, they were all part of the Democrat Party. They were all Democrats. They say, oh, the Republican Party is racist and they're part of the Triple K movement. And no, stupid. The Democratic Party created the Triple K movement. All these labels is what got people divided. You don't understand the history. Look past the labels and just look at the history. Once you look at the history, it all starts to become clear. It all starts to become clear. So, and they got to do everything under law. That's why it's important for everybody to get in there and look at the laws. Look at, not like he said, not just the Constitution of the United States of America, but your state's Constitution. He blew my mind. I did not have no idea that Illinois state constitution says that they have to bring, in New York, their state constitution, and California state constitution says that they have to take in immigrants if they are fleeing, if it's an asylum thing. But this is how we pieced it together. Okay, yeah, they're using the law to say, okay, we're going to make this a sanctuary city because of our state constitution. But then the people that they're bringing in aren't the people that are fleeing. All right, they're bringing in the people that are doing the trafficking. They're bringing in the criminals underneath the guise of the law saying that they're fleeing. This is why you're seeing all these military age males. These are the same people that are doing. And then I know this sounds like a conspiracy, but what if they're bringing these people over here, right? And they're allowing them to do exactly what they were doing over there. And the young people that you do see, the kids that you do see, they're trafficking them. And then over 400,000 kids in America go missing every single year. What if those traffickers are the same people that's taking these kids over here in America and trafficking them, doing the same job that they were doing there because they were allowed to come over here and traffic? I know it seems far-fetched, but I mean, how the hell else you explain 400,000? There's 330 plus million Americans in this country, and then you got 400,000 children a year going missing. Where they going? Where they going? I'm telling you, this stuff goes deep, man. This stuff goes deep, and I feel like we need to start diving back into this. We need to. And when people say, why are you a Trump supporter? Because Trump was one of the only people speaking out against all of it. And then they try to create the psyop of QAnon and all of that to try to discredit the things that he was saying by putting crazy people in the forefront and saying, oh, whatever the hell the little conspiracies are that they spew. You know what I'm saying? We all got to pay attention. We all got to pay attention because the shit is getting deep, man. It's getting deep. We are being flooded with people. Some of them definitely do need help, but a lot of them are the people that they needed help from, that they're bringing over here into this country. I'm telling you, wake up. Wake up. America, wake up. Americans, wake up. Forget about forget about Trump. He's an asshole. He talks, he says crazy things. No, forget that. Go based off of the policies and the things that he was doing when he was in office. Fighting against these things that we all think at a point in time was conspiracy theory. And then you have the whole Epstein thing come out. And then people love to bring that up and show a picture of him with Trump. But Trump is the one that was outing this dude. Trump kicked him out of a party, didn't want nothing to do with him. Trump ain't never been to that island. But yet all these people that everybody rally around, they all been to that island. On the flight records, I don't know how many times. But it just gets ignored. And they keep putting perpetuating all these things in the news, that don't have anything to do with the real issues that's going on. Pay attention. Pay attention. And you know what? I apologize because I'm guilty of it too. You know, I put out some content sometimes that's geared towards the topics that they talk about. So, you know, the whole Pride Month and all of that. And, you know, got to create content. I get that, but there's still a mission. We got to get back to the mission of exposing these people, man. Exposing these people and getting somebody in there that actually gives a damn about people, the American people, the kids. That's what we got to do. That's why this election is important. I don't give a fuck what you think. If you watch this video and you're like, oh, this nigga, he's a coon, he's a man, fuck you. That's my response to you. If you got anything like that to say, because we out here. People like me, we out here. We help out. We stay putting the word out. We lend a hand to try to help a brother up. We ain't hating on nobody because of their political ideology. The only time you're gonna get something negative from me is when you start talking that bullshit and attacking my beliefs of what I would. Matter of fact, not even just my beliefs, attacking the facts that I'll put out there just because you don't like the person that I endorse. That's when you're gonna get some heat back from me. And I don't care. I'm ready for it. I want all the smoke. It's back at it, baby. We back at it. Me and bro about to link up. I got to send him this phone number right now. And we got to get Breaking the Barriers back going. And I feel like that's going to be the perfect co-host for that show. We about to get it going, y'all. All right. I hope y'all have a great day. God bless each and every one of you. If you could share this out as many times as possible. A lot of people don't know that I'm free still. That happened on TikTok today and on Instagram. If you go to the comments, people are like, I can't believe you're back. I've been looking for you. I've been in prison. I'm free now. So help me out, you guys, please. Share this video out. Hit the like button as many times on whatever platform you're on. I'm on all social media. I'm everywhere. Please help me get this algorithm broken. Help me get my following back because these messages need to be put out. This is the stuff that needs to be said. And they don't like me, people like me and people like bro that you guys just seen on here because we're not the regular looking conservative. We're not the regular looking Trump supporter because we both come from a very fucked up hard life. And we're not supposed to be here saying the things that we say, caring about the things that we care about. We don't buy into all the bullshit and all the propaganda. We don't listen to the garbage ass music that brings destruction to the people. We don't do none of that. All right. We speak out against all of that. So help us kill the narrative. All right. And bring other brothers into the fold because me and him, we're the type of voice that can reach the people like us. You're not going to have a Ben Carson be able to come on and talk to brothers from where we come from and them listen to him because you can't relate. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to have I got to say it, but you're not going to have a lighter skinned person come on that's, you know, European descent, come on and be able to reach the people where I come from. It just won't happen. We need people like myself and that brother that you just seen. That's what we need. So help us get this voice out, man. Help us get these messages out. I would appreciate it. I love you guys. I hope you have a great day. I will be back later. Peace.